Summer is in full swing out west, and recently we have seen temperatures of upwards of 100 degrees. After spending Memorial Day weekend up in Yellowstone, I knew that heading north is really the only option to manage the scorching weather. In this episode, I head up to a huge lava field in south central Idaho called Craters of the Moon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of season 2 of the vlog here. You could almost say that I'm just about as close to being on the moon as possible. I drove about 4 hours to a place called the Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve. So it's not really a national park, but it is a nationally sanctioned area. One of the first things I'm gonna do, I haven't even really got set up with the van or anything like that, is go into some caves. Like real caves. I had to get a permit, all this stuff. So before they get super packed, I'm gonna go see the caves first thing. Cave access by permit only. The permits were free at the visitor center, so I figured why not. But the landscape looks pretty cool. We've reached one of the 4 caves here called Dewdrop Cave. It's closed due to ice and stuff, but I wouldn't go back there anyways because I'm super claustrophobic and there's no way I'm crawling down in that dark pit of whatever. But pretty incredible to just feel the rock surfaces. You can tell there's just a bunch of lava that was covering all this. The rocks have like a slippery texture to them, and even just standing right here, it's probably like a good 10-20 degrees cooler than just up on the rock. So anyways, this is the first cave, but I think the other ones are gonna be a bit bigger for us to really go into. I brought a headlamp, but this is pretty cool. Cave number 2 is Boy Scout Cave here. It says it's dark in here, bring a flashlight, protect your head. You must crawl over loose rock to enter due to the low ceiling at the entrance. And that's kind of like a profile of where we're gonna go. So we're going about like 30 feet below the surface. Okay, no joke, that is the entrance. It's like, I don't even know how you're supposed to get in there. So I'm really not kidding when I say claustrophobia is probably like one of my biggest fears. I hate it. I hate being in tight spaces like a cave. Brought a headlamp because it's pitch dark. I'm gonna leave my backpack up here, see what we can do. I look like a total goober, but it's all good. Yo, nope. Guys, it's gotta be one of the scariest things. I just can't see what's back there. I'm like trying to shine my light and it's just pitch dark. Like, what is down there? This is crazy. I don't even really know what I'm trying to show you guys here because it's obviously pitch dark. But I kind of made it to the end of the cave. And it's just crazy. I mean, without a light, you literally can't see a thing. Boy Scout Cave was a success. I think there was another area of it, but it was too tight. I saw some other people like squirming their way out of it. I was like, that's just, nope, not gonna do it. And I think we made it to the last one. Beauty Cave didn't give like the claustrophobia feel. It was a lot bigger. You kind of just walk back and come back. But that cave actually just had like a collapse like years ago, which is just terrifying to think about. I'm more blown away by just like the landscape of this area. I mentioned this in the live stream about coming here because I drove past this place when I was up in Sun Valley. It seemed to have gotten some good support, that it was pretty cool. So because I can only really do like little weekend trips, I figured this would be a good getaway. So far, it's pretty good. And this is the current state of the van. Bed down, camera gear sprawled about. That's about that's not how it goes when I'm trying to rush to get out somewhere. So I gotta get this organized, and then I gotta make some food. I feel like there's always this part of an episode where I say I need to clean all this up and then make some food, and then we do a little time-lapse sequence and it all commences. So this probably isn't gonna be any different. So someone left an interesting comment on one of the videos recently of like, hey, can we see what you eat and how you eat in the van? I just always thought it kind of was like boring, but that's something you guys want to see more. I think sometimes I take for granted like the little stuff, but I think being in the van, it's kind of like a cool thing. So for lunch in the van, typically I just like to make a sandwich. It's pretty easy. There's not a lot of cleanup like at all. I'm also trying out this, let's see, sweet hot mustard from Beaver. I don't know if that means it's like local here in Utah. No, it's not. OR. What is OR? Oregon. Duh. So yeah. That's the plan for lunch. Basically, I might have said this, but I'm gonna repeat myself because it's important. This entire place at one point was basically just one big lava flow, one big lava field where volcanoes erupted and just lava covered this entire area. So that's why there's all of this essentially moon rock all around. Cool, I'm on my way to just another little hike, exploring. It's kind of late or early afternoon, but I took the hat out. So I've been getting burned like the past 3 days at work. I've been outside all day, so I need to take care of my skin. Now that I've been thinking about it, this might be my very first campsite that I've ever paid to stay at. And I think definitely my very first campsite like within a national park or monument recreation sites. It was kind of just like almost you could say an impulse decision this morning. When I got in here at 9 a.m. I asked the ranger, they said it was first come first serve, so I just drove through the campground because it's kind of a sweet campground, and I had a spot. So it cost me 15 bucks. This way I don't need to like go outside the park to try to find somewhere to sleep and then like come back in and like I'm just here. I honestly just need to get out of like the sun and the wind especially, and just like, yeah, I had such a long day in the sun yesterday that like, I don't know if you can, like my lips are like so red and burnt and just like, I literally feel just so baked from the sun. So the one thing I noticed about this park, which is really cool, is just that everything's very accessible. There's basically one scenic loop or scenic drive that takes maybe like 10 minutes to drive around, and everything is kind of off that. So it's not like you're driving like huge distances like you would in a national park or something. So it's really easy to explore and then come back here for camp. So one more thing, and then I'll stop talking so much, is that we just missed the new moon, or basically when there is no moon, which is the most ideal situation for viewing the stars in the Milky Way because there's no light pollution from the moon. And this park, Craters of the Moon, is an international dark sky, which means that it's basically as dark as it gets. So we should be able to get some cool star stuff tonight. So that's kind of like, I'm like recharging because I know we're gonna probably stay up pretty late getting sunset and like Milky Way stuff. I'm at least trying to. This is home for the night. Long-winded way of saying, here's our campsite. I went to the store last night at like 10 o'clock to a Walmart, and like I just totally botched it. I was like half asleep. I was stressed about getting out here, so like I totally failed in terms of getting like what I needed. Like I basically just have spinach, so it's gonna be spinach, rice, and ground turkey, and that's it. This is the first episode with the water hooked up, so I was able to just pull right from the tap. I have drinking water, all that stuff, so it makes it so much easier. And now I don't have like all these jugs kicking around that I'm trying to fill up water from. And like I typically been keeping like all of my dry food like in this wheel well storage here. Coffee filters, pasta. I think I have some rice. Oh my god. Oh, I have like no rice. This is awful. This is best campsite, but like just awful in terms of being prepared for food. Well, it honestly turned out a little better than I thought it was going to, but it's the best we can do, I guess. Totally messed it up. No hot sauce. Like, I have nothing. It's literally, I put some mustard on it just because I have nothing else, so. You guys want to see the sunset spot? We have it all by ourselves as of now. But check this out, ready? We're going up there. This is called the Inferno Cone. I drove past this like all day today and it just looks so cool. Literally like a mound of just black pebble rock. It's like charcoal. It's weird. But right now we're just at the stage where it's like just everything is beautiful. This is so good. Oh my God. This is just so beautiful. Well, that was absolutely beautiful. Between trying to take photos and video and shooting a time lapse, it's like, before you know it, everything's like over with. So there's like a tad bit of light this way, but for the most part, the sun went behind the ridge. I'm gonna try to take some like, I don't know what to call them, glorified selfies. Just like some Instagram photos, literally. This is how I typically do it. I don't know if these are gonna even turn out, and I have like a few minutes, so take this with a grain of salt. I use a Canon 5D on an L bracket. The reason why an L bracket is nice is because for Instagram and stuff, you typically want to shoot vertical. So this way I can just put this on the tripod, either horizontal or vertical, not have to mess around with the tripod. It's mainly for landscape photography. And right now I'm shooting with a 50 mil, which I think will look really cool with what's going on. And then I set this on an interval timer like every 3 seconds. So I just stand in front of it, do some different like poses, see what it gets. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. There's a little bit of light left on that mountaintop and it's just kind of like pastel-y. So I'm gonna go maybe stand over in those bushes, see if we can get a shot, something like that. Back to the campsite for the night, and I don't know if there's gonna be a better feeling than me taking off my boots right now. I've had these on all day. They were on all day yesterday. Oh. These are gross.
What's wrong, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. I don't mean to. I'm not gonna stick my nose in your business. I see you got the little Wii Boost up there.
Yeah.
That thing worked pretty good for you?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I bought one for mine, and I was on, like, we live in the city, so I'm like, hey, I can't really tell whether it's working or not.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like a scam. So have a good night, guys.
Nice job.
See ya.
What an incredible day. You don't realize how much you do until you lay down. This might be one of my favorite moments with Luna so far. Just looking out at like the blue hour sky with the moon and having the door open, and it's almost too good to be true. I tried to emulate it for you guys, but
you.